Hey everybody, Michael Fielding here with the Free Academy, starting a new video series on cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are a little bit different than logical fallacies in that they have to do with human psychology and the way our memory works, rather than just irrational use of logic. So the first one I wanted to go over is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and selectively recall information that supports your prior beliefs, especially if they were formed at a young age or if they're emotionally charged or deeply entrenched. Confirmation bias presents itself in a few ways. One would be the bias to search for information. So you might go searching on the internet for evidence that supports the ideas you already hold, but not evidence that counters it. Biased interpretation of information. So one of the earliest studies on confirmation bias showed that two people can look at the same exact evidence and both come away thinking it supports their original belief. And another one is biased memory recall. So it's more easy to remember evidence and news that supports your point of view than other stuff you might have read that disagrees with it.
Example.
If you're a Democrat, it's easy to remember the bad things that Trump did, but a little harder to remember specific examples of bad things Biden's done, and vice versa. If you're a Republican, it's easy to point out bad things that Biden's done, but it's a little bit harder to remember the mistakes Trump made.
Another example.
If you're religious, it's easy to remember some supporting evidence for the religion you believe, but if you aren't religious, how would that work? It's a little bit harder to remember some of the good things about religion, I guess.
How to avoid this cognitive bias?
It is impossible to avoid this cognitive bias, but you can work on it by practicing the skill of searching for evidence that would disprove your deeply held beliefs.